Special thanks to Madam Chair, who did a great job chairing the meeting. Was it smooth as we would have liked? Obviously not. It was a long hours. I'm not going to go through all the names of the Budget Committee, but it was an honor serving with everybody. It was a very cordial process. I think 18 trips to Trenton and a lot of, I don't even know how many hours. And so I thank the chairwoman and the vice chair and my members of the committee that got through it. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We wish it didn't come in at 11 o'clock, that we wish we had more documents. We all did. But the change, just to point out, it's a $20 billion increase from the last administration. It's $1.2 billion more than the governor's address. It increases spending by $3.7 billion, or 7%. We're back into a structural deficit of $2.7 billion, and revenue projections are plummeting. So, look, this is about as rosy of a picture as you can have with the tax increases that have been implemented. I know the other side of the aisle say there's roughly 18 taxes and fees that went down. Our side of the aisle has a list of 60 taxes and fees that went up. And they spoke earlier on the other bill. This is my concern for real tax relief, that the budget numbers are changing drastically, literally month to month. And just to give a little idea of what the Budget Committee went through, the Assembly Budget Committee moved 50 bills on Tuesday and Wednesday. 68% of them were amended. 4 were amended twice. There were 38 total amendments done. The majority of the amendments were provided after the votes were cast. And today, this just came, because I don't play gotcha, I just got this while we were voting on the floor, either to the Madam Chair or to the Speaker. It looks like OLS shows 58 changes to the budget, and 14 of them were not represented on the score sheets provided to us in the budget when it was introduced. So I think, Mr. Speaker and Madam Chair, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I quite frankly hope I am wrong, but I think that we're voting on a different budget than was approved by the Budget Committee in the late hours of losing track of the days, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it was that we approved. And I don't know if someone can answer the question if we're actually voting on the budget today that was approved by the Budget Committee. Mr. Speaker, however you want me to address it, and that's what like I said, I was given this about an hour into voting today.
Assemblywoman Pinto-Marin.
Thank you, Chairwoman.
Assemblyman, no, it is the same bill. Just like every other bill, after going through technical review, there were things that were obviously in there, but that were corrected. And then if there was agreement prior to, but language was somehow slightly different, it was corrected to be reflected as a correct version.
So, okay, so it is the budget that we approved.
It is the budget.
That we had the score sheets from. Okay. That's quite. I just want to make sure, for fairness to my colleagues. I mean, obviously, people know how I'm going to vote, and I urge the colleagues to vote no on this budget just because of the size of the spending. And I just, it's not sustainable to keep going. And my last remarks are, we had a lot of revenue. COVID kind of did the opposite, but we had money come into the state of New Jersey, unfathomable amount of money from the federal government, and it put a very rosy picture on spending. And I'm not going to go through all the rebates. We all know the hundreds of millions or billions and billions of dollars that came into New Jersey, and some of that will be actually probably clawed back from it. But it's just, there's no reason to spend this kind of money, and there could be more of this return to the taxpayers. As I said, Mr. Speaker, I commend you on your bill. I just don't, and I know none of us do, honestly know if this budget, I'd rather see the money go out now while we have it for immediate tax relief. And so thank you, Madam Chair. Thanks to members of the Budget Committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I urge my colleagues to vote no.